which teams disappointed you the most?
Texas.
No, Texas?
I know
Team
that's gonna, yeah,
team that won?
correct. I know that's gonna be like I know that's a shocker. Okay, here's
You
my
know I post stuff like this on
yes,
social media. God,
Texas.
have you?
I
They
love
got to
Texas.
cut up.
I know. I love Texas. And I said this before. It's the defense. They there were so many times where I just felt like it was destined for them to win. I do think that they played great games, but when it came down to it, it was just like, what are you doing?
It was a lot of foolishness though. It was. And I feel like the only thing that saved them was Texas Tech. They're not a high power offensive team.
Correct.
Like if they would have done that against almost anybody else,
Correct.
they probably would have been runner up again.
Yes, that's the thing is that like even though they played phenomenally, to be honest, like the day they played OU, that day before the semifinal game, I was so impressed with like Tegan Kavan and how much they made very minimal errors in that game. I think they made maybe one error that whole game.
Yeah.
It was great. And then same when they played Tennessee. But then you get to playing Texas Tech, and it's like there's
That
balls getting hit to first base, and you're tossing at nobody. Like,
yeah, it was amateur, some of it,
yes,
and it reminded me of what you were saying, how they lost what 16-2 or 18-2 in the SEC tournament. And you can see how games like that happen. I I can't be disappointed in the champion though. Jeez. I mean, damn. They did enough to win.
they
Uh,
did. But is it? It's like a little bit of both. It's like you could do enough to win, but teams also did a lot to lose.
they did. And it's crazy to listen to the telecast and hear the commentator say that the coach for Texas Tech, we can't give up 4 or 5 runs or we're gonna lose. And they give up 5 in the first inning. It's like, oh shit, well, we know what's going on here. And I've watched enough Texas Tech to see there wasn't a powerhouse, scoring wise. So, but disappointed. I'm just gonna give you this real quick. During the playoffs, I asked this question, and my cousin's answer was the OKC Thunder. And this was after they won by 50 points. They cut them up. So just know they be cutting up. All right.
I
So
just think anybody who watches
now
Texas softball like will completely understand what I mean. Like it's not it's like there's a level disappointment is maybe not completely the right word, but it's just there was just so many little mistakes that could have gone wrong.
no, I totally get it. If you were sitting there on the edge of your seat because they was fucking up over and over again, you understand. They have to understand what you were saying.
Yeah,
And
it's to the point where like they were about to run rule Texas Tech
they were, yeah.
and like it was like this game should be over.
Yeah, and you gave them life. And I'm so glad Texas Tech didn't get ruled though. That
Correct.
as somebody who is an avid sports when we get to the nitty-gritty, I need to see as much of the last little bit as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't cut this short.
Yeah, I do think that I mean I've asked this before too. Like I think we should get rid of the run rule because we still have it in AUSL and AUSL too. I think we need to get rid of it.
I was gonna ask you that, like, seeing games in baseball where I think last week, and it's not 10 runs, but
Mhm.
like the Diamondbacks came back from
Oh,
like 6 or 7 runs on the Braves, right? Like
yeah,
that has to make you feel like we can do that in softball.
yeah.
This is a big spread though.
Texas Tech was pretty close. They they could have done it. They could have
Yeah.
done it. I mean, I think a couple more errors and easily they could have taken that game.
Yeah, but that was the biggest issue though. Texas Tech was relying on Texas mistakes instead of creating their own opportunities.
Yeah. But I think that's part of Texas Tech's game is they create so much chaos that kind of forces the players to like the other teams to make those little mistakes, and that's how they capitalize. That's when they score